In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 tips to help you set firm boundaries with the covert narcissistic co-parent. Now, be sure you stick around, watch the whole entire video so that you will get all the information, you'll get all the tips, and you will not miss out on anything, okay? If you have not already, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that you can join the tribe, that you will not miss out on any videos that I will be posting as it relates to co-parenting with a covert narcissist, divorcing a covert narcissist, representing yourself in court against a co-parenting narcissist. Make sure you do that. All right, so now we're going to get straight into the video. Now, I do have my notes here just to make sure that I stay on topic and that I won't get too sidetracked, okay? Learning about covert narcissism is still very new to me as well. I'm starting to come across this more so in my family law practice, and so this is a way for me to further educate myself and also share what I learn with you all as I learn it. Okay, so let's get straight to it. So, the online definition. So when I researched what is a covert narcissist, this is what I was able to find online. It says a covert narcissist is someone who craves admiration and importance, lacking empathy towards others, but may act in a different way than an overt narcissist. They may exhibit symptoms of narcissistic personality disorder, but often hide the more obvious signs of the condition. While it can be more difficult to recognize, covert narcissism can be just as destructive as more overt narcissistic behaviors. Now, covert narcissists are quite different in the narcissistic realm. When people think of narcissism, they may think of about the overt narcissist. So typically when we hear of narcissists, a lot of people think about the narcissist who's very, charming, charismatic, just loud, aggressive, very just, boastful. That would be more of an overt narcissist. A covert narcissist is more introverted, shy, maybe a little withdrawn, maybe a little lonely. And so that would be the main difference between the two as far as the different characteristics that they display. Okay. Now, covert narcissists are different again from the overt narcissists, who are very arrogant, entitled, and very well put together individuals. Now, it says that covert narcissists will fake empathy. Now, okay, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I have had experience with this myself as far as just observing people who, of course, I cannot label them as a covert narcissist, but based on my research from what I've read so far, it made me think about a few particular people in mind, okay? And so one of the things that I noticed in one person in particular was the fact that this person did not really show empathy. They just lacked empathy. They would fake empathy to make it seem like they cared. But really, when you kind of pull behind the mask, you revealed and you learned that this person really did not care at all. So lack of empathy would be something that a covert narcissist would display. Also, they mold themselves into a likable person that people look up to. They will lie, cheat, manipulate, gaslight to get what they want. Be careful about removing the mask of the covert narcissist because they will react with narcissistic rage and they will attempt to destroy you. They would do anything to make the other parent look bad, okay? And so therefore, we have to establish boundaries because you have to co-parent with the covert narcissist, right? So it's not like you can go into the family court system and say, hey, my co-parent is a covert narcissist, therefore give me sole custody, right? That's not likely to happen. Well, at least I can speak here from my jurisdiction. That's not likely to happen. But what you can do is knowing that you will most likely have to co-parent with this person, just to establish boundaries, put firm boundaries in place that can help you keep your sanity, all right, as you go through this co-parenting journey. So without further ado, here are the 5 tips to help you set boundaries with the covert narcissistic co-parent. Number 1, you want to communicate your boundaries with that covert narcissist in writing. So I would recommend that you do it via email or via text message, and you communicate your boundaries to the co-parent, right? To the narcissistic covert co-parent. Number 2, this is so important. You want to have a detailed parenting plan. You want that parenting plan to be as detailed as possible. The reason why is the more detailed that your parenting plan is, the less you have to communicate with the covert narcissistic co-parent. And so I always recommend this with my clients when they come in and they tell me that their co-parent is a narcissist or covert narcissist. I tell them, well, we have to make sure that we have our parenting plan as detailed as possible. You don't want to leave any room for any ambiguity, any vagueness, any loose ends. You want to make sure that you try to think of as much as you can from the time that your child is, whatever age they are, up until 18. Now, it's impossible to plan for every single thing, but the more you can anticipate and plan for, the better. Number 3, You want to communicate through text message or email or a co-parenting app. You want to limit communication that you have with this person in person, right, face to face, and also via telephone. So you want to make sure that, again, you communicate in writing, right? Number 4, you want to maintain your firm boundaries, consistently apply your boundaries, and apply the consequences for violation of your boundaries. So you may be thinking, what is an example of this, right? So let's say one of your boundaries is that you want communication to happen within a certain window, right? You may say, please don't send me text messages at 11 o'clock at night. That's too late for me. I have to make sure that I'm in bed, I'm rested, and I have to go to work. But any concerns that you have, please feel free to send them to me in a timely manner before 8 p.m. So let's say your covert narcissistic co-parent in a passive aggressive way violates that boundary. And if so, you need to apply that consequence immediately. So let's think of an example of what a consequence may be. You may choose to ignore them. You may choose to ignore them and say, well, they violated my boundary. I'm not going to respond to this. I will respond back the next day during the window that I've already communicated to that person, right? So that's just one example of making sure that you apply your boundary and apply a consequence if they violate that boundary. Number 5, last but not least, you want to make sure that you get therapy for yourself. Covert narcissism, it's not easy to deal with. It's not easy to co-parent with a person who's a covert narcissist. It's not easy to co-parent with a person who's a narcissist in general. I'm pretty sure you can search online, you can read articles, find other YouTube videos that will tell you about just the emotional turmoil that you may find yourself in, that you will find yourself in when you are co-parenting with a narcissist, especially when you just don't have any support, you don't have any understanding as to what's really going on, and you don't have any tools or strategies to help you during this process. And so I would recommend that you get therapy for yourself, and that way you can help to make sure that you are at least able to cope with having to, unfortunately, co-parent with this other person. So in conclusion, when we talk about setting boundaries with the narcissistic co-parent, again, you want to make sure, number 1, you communicate your boundaries with confidence in writing. Number 2, have a detailed parenting plan. Number 3, communicate through email, text message, or co-parenting app only. Number 4, maintain your firm boundaries, consistently apply your boundaries, and apply consequences for violating your boundaries. And number 5, get therapy for yourself. If you found this video helpful, please let me know by hitting the like button. Also, if you are interested in reviewing or seeing any more content as it relates to co-parenting with a narcissistic covert co-parent, please let me know by leaving a comment down below in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching. If you also, before I forget, I also have a playlist on co-parenting, so please feel free to go and watch more videos in that playlist just to kind of check out to see what other valuable information that is there. And until next time, be blessed, stay blessed. Same thing. I just like to say it twice, and I'll see you all soon in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.